So, you finally got the go-ahead for product discoveries. Cool! And now, what are you going to start with now? Hello product people and welcome back to my channel. My name is Mimi and I'm a UX and discovery coach. Or maybe you have already conducted several product discoveries but are not very satisfied with your process and are constantly asking yourself how to start a product discovery correctly. You can find a lot of information on product discoveries on the internet. I wanted to know what all the pros say about kicking off a product discovery. So I did a little research and found all kinds of tips. Let me briefly summarize them. The first step of product discovery should both be about understanding and alignment. To do this, you should get all the essential and involved people like team members and stakeholders around the table and define the problem or opportunity the discovery should be about. Or in other words, what the goal and scope of the study should be. Identify which perhaps hidden assumptions already exist and what you already know, so which hypotheses you already have evidence for. Okay, so far so helpful. I have understood what it is all about. Did you? But how exactly do we start now? I've scanned over 20 articles from very relevant resources, but I haven't found a concrete starting point. So what specific activities help us to establish this alignment and understanding? I have two keywords for you: collaboration and externalizing. Actually, it's pretty simple. The problem seems to be already at hand, even if it is a business problem. It is obviously the reason you want to carry out a product discovery. So first consider which people are essential for your product discovery, which team members, which stakeholders, who in your organization is affected by this problem or involved in some way, or who is in direct contact with affected users. Bring all those people, or rather delegates from the respective groups, to the table in a kickoff workshop. This is the collaboration part. You are now all sitting together. I hope it's not really necessary to say, but when you invite those people, explain to them precisely what the workshop is about and why their participation is vital for your work and theirs. Okay, in this workshop you now want to narrow down the problem, so to speak. In other words, you must agree on it. That's what they mean by aligning in all those articles. The best way to do this is not just to talk about it, but to also externalize your thoughts. You can do this, for instance, by filling out a canvas like Jeff Gotthelf's Lean UX canvas. When doing so, you quickly identify those areas that you don't know enough about. These give you clues as where you should focus your next steps. In addition, as I said earlier, we collect our assumptions in this way. So, during this activity, it is also essential to ask questions like, where does this information come from? Is it a pure assumption or is it based on facts? If so, what facts is it based on? How valid are they? Externalizing can of course also work with other canvases, other maps, or also with free brainstorming with post-its. But it is crucial to have some sort of guideline to establish alignment in all critical areas. And yes, for larger discoveries, one kickoff meeting is possibly not enough. The less alignment there is on a topic, the more we have to sit down together to establish it. And very often, by the way, we don't know how little our alignment actually is. That's because we tend to assume that other people know as much as we know and interpret information the same way as we do. But that, of course, is not true. Okay, in case this went all a bit fast, let me summarize again. There is a problem that we want to do a discovery on. We identify all the relevant stakeholders. We conduct an informed kickoff workshop in which we create an alignment and visually capture all the key findings. And after this first phase, you should know the most significant uncertainties about your problem and align your next user research steps to these. I hope you found this content helpful. If you are also struggling with your product discoveries, or if you would like to share how you are kicking off your product discoveries, feel free to comment below and please like or share this video. This way you help others find my content, and if you want to see more of this, then subscribe to my channel and activate the notifications. This way you will never miss one of my videos. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time. Bye!